Learn something. There's 10 articles in the contract. Hopefully there'll be less than 10 videos, but who knows. The first article is just setting up who are the players. The union is the sole and exclusive representative of the employees, except for supervisors, managers, confidential people, anyone exempted under the Illinois Education Labor Relations Act, and which defines those as management or people who make policy. So it's something like a instructional coach. I think they should be part of the union, but other people disagree. I don't see how they're management or making policy, but who knows. Employees are everybody, so when there's a word that says employees, it's everybody. When it says teachers, it's just certified staff. When it's classified staff, it's paraprofessionals, the non-certified staff. And then there's other people who are named specifically, like secretaries, social workers, etc. Everybody should vote, negotiate in good faith. Most of this stuff comes from the National Labor Relations Board, so it's pretty standard. Management has rights. The board reserves the rights to manage the organization and facilitate administrative control of everything, direct the work of people, the times and hours of operations, what services will be provided, and the means of providing those services. They will establish policies, goals, and objectives, and determine people and what type of people will be required to meet those services. They will establish a budget and determine who gets what money. They will establish standards for evaluation. They will support and promote effective school operations. Standards of conduct, not necessarily what the evaluation is, because there's a committee for the evaluations. The board will adopt policies, rules, regulations, and practices. All boards that I know of in Illinois have policies for basically everything. If there isn't a policy, if something happens that's not covered by a policy, then they'll make one after that. There's like companies that have teams of lawyers who create and modify these policies based on school code, though I don't know if this board actually uses that service or not. Exclusive representation means the board will not negotiate with an employee or other unions. So if your supervisor comes up and says, I need you to work extra hours for this or whatever, there's an overload and we'll pay you extra if you'll do this, or, you have the right to say no, unless they negotiate that as with the union. So some people see that as a perk. So if you're seeing that as, hey, this is a perk, they're going to pay me extra because I have this special talent, they're negotiating outside the union, and they're not allowed to do that. They're also not allowed to undermine the union. So if they're saying things like your union's not effectively negotiating or not representing you, that could be construed as trying to undermine the union. Article 2 is just telling you how we're going to set things up. The board and the union get to choose their own people. They will schedule the first meeting before December 15th, and that first meeting will happen before March 1st. There's no fixed end date. As the negotiating teams make agreements, they will initial the agreements, and then when all of it is done, they will take it to the union to be voted on, and then to the board to be adopted.